Hi, this is Krish. Welcome back to Iceberg Learning. Today we are talking about writing task 1 for IELTS academic. IELTS is a highly regarded test of English proficiency and recognized by many institutes, colleges, and universities worldwide. It consists of 4 separate tests, and each test assesses proficiency in listening, reading, writing, and speaking. As an IELTS student, you need to enhance ability of writing accuracy. A major challenge of the IELTS writing test is being able to respond to task 1 and task 2 questions thoroughly and appropriately, demonstrating the ability of using wide range of vocabulary with accuracy. Most of the students often ask the questions for writing test: how long is the IELTS writing test? How will your writing be marked? Which criteria are the most important? How can I study to improve the writing tasks? And finally, the students always ask me that about the tips, strategies. If you have a target for 7 band score or more in IELTS, you need to improve your vocabulary, writing structure, and some basic tips. Once you develop skills with strategies, you will have speed and accuracy. Here I'll help you to achieve your goals. In this lesson, you will learn introduction for writing test, how to start, types of graph, structure of report, vocabulary for each type of graph or chart, and finally I'll give you the tips, the strategies to leave good impression on the examiner. Friends, before we start the topic, I invite you to join me, subscribe the channel, and keep in touch with me. Watch the video until very end and enjoy studying English with Iceberg Learning and achieve your dreams, achieve your goals, target. Well, let's start. The writing test in IELTS, you will have total 1 hour and you must complete 2 tasks. In the first task, you write a report that describes the information from a chart, table, or process diagram. You have to write at least 150 words and spend 20 minutes on this task. Task 2 is an essay writing. Spend 40 minutes and write at least 250 words. The marking criteria include vocabulary, grammar, ideas, and coherence. For the IELTS students, it is very important to learn useful vocabulary, correct grammar, and read on wide range of topics to have good ideas. Well, nothing to worry about here. This task requires a bit of training. Once you will start preparing vocabulary and a certain structure, you will be well prepared for it and you will feel confident. And believe me, it is a piece of cake. Let's start with the types of graphs. There are several types of figures you could see in the writing task 1, like single line graph, double line graph, bar graph, pie chart, table, process. It is also possible that you get 2 figures from this list. For example, a line graph and a pie chart. In that case, you need to describe both of them. Now see the picture. This is single line graph, double line graph, single bar graph, double bar graph, multiple bar graph. You can see here 5 bars. Pie chart, maybe you get 1 pie chart or maybe 2 figures. Table, process, water cycle or the life cycle of butterfly. As I said earlier that you may get 2 figures. The first one is single line graph and second is pie chart. Now what good report looks like? You need to write introduction, body, and conclusion. For introduction, you write 1 paragraph. For body, you write 2 separate paragraphs. And the final paragraph write for conclusion. In introduction, Remember, rephrase the topic of the chart. Please do not write the question itself. Be as brief as possible. Describe the purpose of the report. Say what overall trends you see. For example, the graph is climbing up or dropping down. Now for body, you describe the most important trends. Summarize the information to avoid unnecessary details. Notice how many distinctive features the diagram has and divide the information into two paragraphs. One paragraph for one feature or a group of similar features. You should link both the paragraphs by sentences that logically connect them to one another. You need to write about all the periods of time and all subjects of the graph. Summarizing doesn't mean you omit some information. Select what's important, organize it, and compare and contrast. Well, finally, the conclusion, you sum up the overall trends shown on the chart and compare them if possible. Remember, you are describing a graph to someone who doesn't see the figure. So your words must draw the picture in the mind of the reader, the examiner. Do not give your own opinion anywhere in the report. You should not give other information from outside that is not shown on the given figure. Next, how to start the graph. You can start writing the graph describes, or you can say the graph shows, the graph reveals, or you can say the graph illustrates. It can be clearly seen that the graph compares, the flow chart describes the procedure of, or you can say the diagram reveals the procedure of. Okay, now this is very important, the vocabulary when you want to describe a single line graph or double line graph or bar graph or a table. You can say it either rises or falls. When it rises, you can use words like rises, increases, climbs, or goes up. If it falls, you can say decreases, declines, drops, goes down. If it doesn't change, you can say remains at the same level or maintains stability. The speed of change, say how fast, you can say rapidly or quickly. How slowly, you can say gradually or steadily. The highest point of a graph is a peak and the lowest is a bottom. There is an order to change. A rise was preceded by a drop and followed by a decline. Now when you want to describe a pie chart, write about the highest percentage, the significant percentage, or you can say lowest percentage, the greatest proportion, smallest proportion, the lowest number, the most popular items, the least popular items, or you can say common items, etc. Vocabulary for describing a process. When you are describing a process, explain the sequence of stages or actions and use words like firstly, secondly, thirdly, to begin with, then, after that, in addition, otherwise. At the same time, you can say simultaneously or concurrently, and at the last you can say finally. Remember this, use simple present passive voice when you are describing a process. For example, the letter is written or the research is conducted. So you need to learn simple present passive voice to describe a process. And here, when you are describing a process, you don't have to write conclusion paragraph is not necessary. Very important words here. If you do not understand any word, you can pause the video and please check the dictionary. Candidate, environment, passage, discuss, complete, illustrate, provide, issue, similar, describe, experience, compare, include, section, criteria. Now, tips for the writing test. You will receive 2 answer sheets to write on, one for the writing task 1 and one for writing task 2. So keep in your mind that do not write task 1 on the task 2 paper sheet. Read the instructions of each question carefully. Keep your writing neat and clean. Don't make a mess. Even if you make a mistake, do not make a mess. Leave blank line between paragraphs and do not write on the margins of the answer sheet. Do not write the question statement itself in your answer. Don't copy it. You are wasting your precious time and lose points for it. You can write it if you can rephrase it using similar words, the same concept but different words. And length is very important, so 150 words for task 1 and 250 words for task 2. Remember, no matter what figure you are describing, report must be of at least 150 words. You shouldn't write your own opinion or copy the words from the question, rephrase and use synonym words. Never use bullets or other signs. Write as if you are writing an essay. Finally, friends, keep in your mind these simple tips and your work will leave good impression on the examiner. I hope this will help you in your exams and achieve the target 7.5 band score in IELTS. Enjoy studying English with Iceberg Learning. Please like and share with your friends and subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.